Are you married?
I am not. I'm single. I take care of my mother. So I work at home, take care of mom, and do this.
One time my mom said, you need to get a job. I said, I already have a job. I'm just not getting paid yet. And I'm working on my dream. That's my job. If I'm gonna pay attention to my nightmare, I should be able to work on my dream. Well, one of them is gonna take my energy. I would rather give my energy to my dream than my nightmare.
Regardless of how I fucking feel and how depressed I am, the sun is gonna fucking shine in the morning, and at nighttime the moon gonna be there, and you gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by. So do you let the days go by and look up and you done wasted a year doing what? Or do you just pick it up? Alright, well, I figured it out, made some mistakes, life goes on. Let me figure out life from this point.
I saw a woman walking with her kid. The kid has galoshes on and a raincoat on, and there's this big, juicy, muddy puddle right there. I said, please let the kid jump in the puddle. You know the kid wants to jump in the puddle. The kid is like 3 or 4. And what does the mother do? Pulls the kid around to prevent that from happening. That was a bit of curiosity in that moment that was extinguished. Gone. Kids are sources of chaos and disorder. Get over that fact. And where does the disorder come from? It's because they are experimenting with their environment. Everything is new to them. Everything. You splash the water, there's mud, it's fun. You get to see the cause and effect of a force, downward force operating on a fluid. You don't have kids with the intent of retaining a clean house.
Man, I refuse to spend $20,000 on jewelry knowing I still got family struggling. Most dudes would rather buy a bust-down rollie to impress somebody that don't even care about them over paying their grandma rent for the year. Don't ask God for the bag, and then once you get it, forget why you needed it in the first place. The first thing I'm going to do when I get on is I'm going to take care of my people.
So the operator selects the site.
Yeah.
He picks the property.
Right.
You provide the training, the system, the operational know-how, and he is responsible for the rest.
Is there a problem?
A big one. You don't seem to realize what business you're in. You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business. You don't build an empire off a 1.4% cut of a 15-cent hamburger. You build it by owning the land upon which that burger is cooked. What you ought to be doing is buying up plots of land, then turning around and leasing said plots to franchisees who, as a condition of their deal, should be permitted to lease from you and you alone.
What's the most important key to success? I think it's hunger. It's not getting satisfied. Anyone you respect who's achieved at the highest level, intelligence is an incredibly important distinction and a valuable thing to have in life. But I always tell people, you can find so many intelligent people that can't fight their way out of a paper bag. What matters is hunger. A hunger that doesn't go away, a hunger to learn, a hunger to grow, a hunger to serve, a hunger to give, a hunger to create breakthrough.
I took the chance early. From the beginning, the first time I invested, my first investment was real estate. Wow. I went from commercial real estate, huge, skyscrapers actually. You know, the first time, what I did, how I got to where I got to was I looked at certain athletes' career and I said, I don't want to end up like that. You know, so what I did was this. It started off with $5 million. Put up $5 million. I was getting $50,000 a month. Every month on the 18th. On every 18th, every month it was paying off.
You like the cash flow?
Yes, for years. So I said, okay, if it's paying off like this, then, and I gave him 7 figures, I said, I'm not going to even give him 8 figures. I went and gave him 9 figures.
If I teach you, you work for me for free. And I said, why for free? And my poor dad went nuts. He says, because if I pay you, you think like an employee. Your brain will change. If you learn never to work for money, you'll be a rich man.
Is your mom excited about your success as an actor?
No.
No?
That's not even a joke, she's just not.
Why not?
Because there's no stable income. Like,
Really?
she doesn't
That's
understand
why.
it. It's like she doesn't understand the term freelance. She doesn't get it. She doesn't like what are you doing? When I got nominated for Oscar, yeah.
Yeah, you think that would maybe be?
I FaceTimed her. The first person I was like, "Yo, Mum." She's on the way to work. I was like, "Mum, got nominated for an Oscar." She's like, "Congratulations. Does this mean you're gonna have a job?"
Girl. Does she watch all your movies?
Yes, she does.
Does she like admire your work?
Nah.
No. Is she a critical mother?
Yeah.
Oh,
so when we went to the Get Out premiere, and then she was like, I was like, "Mum, like, what did you think of the American accent?" She was like, "Nearly there."
That's where the whole Pitbull thing came from. And then you really fuck up the game where when people talk about a household name and when you work so hard to get to a certain level, you Google Pitbull right now, I come up before the dog. Goddamn.
When people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to be an actor, I want to look like you, the question I always ask them is why? Like, really, why? And people, and especially America, this idea of fame, that to be famous means that you're successful, that you're happy. It's not about, I don't do what I do because I want to be famous. That's part of, being famous is my job. I am not, when I'm home, I am not, and I'm with my family and my friends, I am not famous. I am me, and I'm Cameron, and fame does not define me. And so if you are looking for fame to define you, then you will never be happy, and you will always be searching for happiness, and you will never find it in fame. Fulfillment comes from within you by being authentic to yourself, not chasing fame.
In your life, many issues will come. More issues come up in your life means you're living a more active life. Nothing came up means you're not living. Yes? Yes?
Your time's probably worth $50 an hour, something like that. I mean, you're not getting paid that now, but you're young, and so this is investment time, and what you do now is going to multiply its effects in the future. So if you waste 6 hours a day, and you are, then you're wasting about $2,000 a week, or about $100,000 a year. And you need to know what your damn time is worth. So let's say it's not $50, it's 30, whatever. Maybe it's 100, it's somewhere in that range. One of the things you should be asking yourself is, when you spend an hour, was that, well, what if I paid someone $50 to have had that hour? And if the answer is no, it's like, well, maybe you should do something else with your time. And it depends on whether or not you think that your time's worthwhile. But the funny thing about not assuming that is if you assume your time isn't worthwhile, what happens is you don't just sit around sort of randomly in a state of responsibilityless bliss. What you do is you suffer existentially. And so that seems like a stupid solution.
People say that I'm so controversial, but I think the most controversial thing I have ever done is to stick around. If you're a girl, you have to play the game. What is that game? You are allowed to be pretty and cute and sexy, but don't act too smart. Don't have an opinion. Women have been so oppressed for so long, and they believe they have to back a man to get the job done. As women, we have to start appreciating our own worth and each other's worth. Seek out strong women to befriend, to align yourself with, to learn from, to be inspired by, to collaborate with, to support. To the doubters, to everyone who gave me hell, your resistance made me stronger, made me the fighter that I am today. So thank